Hi, this is Farel, and welcome to my video and YouTube channel and the next set of drawings that I'm doing here, time lapses and pictures of. This is kind of a random assortment of stuff. It's these first business is the last of the coasters that I'm doing for this Salut show at Nucleus, Portland. And I did 6 of them, and these are just the last 2 here, and just kind of on a sort of a cardboard illustration board type coaster, and those are the kind of close to the finish there, and these are the finished, the last 2, and it's watercolor and gouache mostly. And I did a series of fox drawings, and the very last one actually has ROBot TOD and Almendra on there. The idea was that there would be kind of like a part of this ROBot TOD comic, but Almendra's actually not going to appear in the comic. She's in It Will All Hurt, but ROBot TOD, that's where his first appearance was, Robot in It Will All Hurt. So yeah, this is page 15 here, and I'm just kind of wrapping it up. Last week I pretty much did it from start to finish, or start to this point, and I just had a couple little things that I wanted to touch up, like the reflections in the water, and I just put like a light gray wash over all the white areas in it, most of the white areas of like his outfit, his clothes, and the little reflection underneath him. And that was a little tricky, is I didn't use any masking fluid for the watercolor. I just sort of painted around a general shape of where I thought the reflection would be. And then this week I just kind of went in with little, added little ripples, like little lines of blue and a couple yellow marks that were corresponding with the stripe, the piping on his ROBot TOD's outfit. And yeah, this, I was looking at a reference picture for the first panel there, and just kind of added some white, some bleed-proof white to the reflections there above his head. Sort of like the back of the cave, because I was, going off this photograph of that. And so I went in and touched up the city, the city in the background there, and did a couple little washes over, tried to clean up some of the water here and there. And you can just kind of see I'm sort of touching up and adding a little detail to the city. So yeah, the idea is the next page he's actually going to walk into that city, walk into a tunnel, and go into a room, and I wanted to do that just in 4 panels there. So yeah, that's pretty much what the finished page 15 looks like, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I like how dark that first panel is. I feel like you really get like a sense of it being in a cave. So this is the first session of page 16. So we're getting closer to the end of issue 1 here. I just have I think 8 more pages after this to do for issue 1, and here I'm just kind of basing. I made a template, as I've said in previous videos. I finally made a template for the 4 panels. I'm doing most of these pages as a 4-panel grid, and here I'm just kind of roughing in. You can see I have like little thumbnails there to the right in my sketchbook, and I'm just kind of roughing in generally what I want to have happen. Flipping through a couple of books that I have, like science fiction art books, that just to kind of get inspired about the background. And that was like the first session. It was just pretty rough. I just got all the panels covered. Okay, so here's a copy of my book, The Often Wrongs, the last book. It came out in 2019, but it's the last book I've had published. And I just kind of got interrupted with stuff. But this is available on my Patreon. So someone joined my Patreon for the tier that you can get The Often Wrong on. And I contacted them about what they want me to draw, but I kind of got a little impatient and just decided to go ahead and just draw some characters that appear in the story. This isn't really a storybook. It's like a bunch of illustrations and drawings and a couple short comics. And so this is like an original comic I did specifically for this book. It's the only comic that I did specifically for The Often Wrong. Most of the stuff has been shown on the internet or other places, but there's pretty much the finish. I think I actually went in and touched up a couple little spots after this at this point. You can see there I added a little more detail to it and kind of got it looking a little better. But then the person that I was doing it for contacted me, and I decided they made a request of what they wanted to draw. So this is actually available. If you join my Patreon, just hit me up if you want to buy it. I can send it to you. And yeah, so I'm here. I think from flipping through the book here, you can get an idea what the book looks like, and it's a lot of pages. Like, I think it's the same amount of pages as Delusional, but it's more standard comic book size, so it's a little bigger. But yeah, some of the stuff's been reprinted. Some of the stuff was like Inktober drawings that I did for a few years. So there's a lot of like there's a little story right there, the Rugsby story that I mentioned. I actually had a bunch more Inktober stuff that I did that were like Marvel and DC characters, but wasn't sure if I could print them because I didn't get permission, or thought I might need like permission from Marvel and DC, and just didn't, I guess, want to deal with it. So I just decided not to put them in there. So yeah, back to page 16. This is the next session, and just kind of refining the pencils here to get them ready to ink. And I'm kind of in a rush to do it, so I didn't get like, normally I stress out a little more about the fox and like the shape of the fox and the actual accuracy of it. So it looks a little wonky on these pages, I think, but I'm not like here this is kind of interesting. Is like I was trying to draw the fox face from a certain angle, and I had a couple of these books of photographs, and I just used tracing paper and found the fox head that was going to the right, and I just did a quick tracing of it, and then flipped the page over and just kind of used that as sort of guide, and I was like looking at the picture simultaneously, but I used that as like a guide to get the basic shape. Yeah, and here you can see I'm inking with one of these Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I think I used the XS size, the smaller size for the smaller drawings, the top two panels, and I used the size S for the bottom two panels, just the sort of the bigger ones. I had one use the bigger line weight, pretty much. And yeah, I'm going to go back in and refine all the pencils for the background too before I start coloring it. So that'll be the next session, next week's video. But yeah, there you can see that's pretty much the inks are done. And yeah, the fox is I'm really happy with the ROBot TOD figure in these, but the fox is a little wonky. But that's okay. I mean, not every page I can't, it's already taken me so long to do this comic, but yeah, okay, so this is the second often wrong drawing I did today, and the guy that I was doing this for emailed me after I did that first drawing, and said he wanted a character from the Wrenchies. He's just on a couple pages, one of the guitar players that I modeled after this band Sun. I don't know where they're from, but I saw them play in Portland when I was working on the Wrenchies, and I knew the scene was coming up, and I had a really kind of amazing time seeing them play, and they wear these kind of like monk robes, and it made a big impact on me, and decided to base this band off just sort of the way those guys looked. And I guess a few people have told me they really like the look of those guys, the guys in the comic anyway. I'm sure lots of people like the band. I'm sure a lot more people like the band than have read the Wrenchies too. But yeah, so I don't know. I was kind of I was up for it. It seemed like kind of a fun thing to try, and that's pretty much the finish there. I think I might have worked on the hair a little more. Yeah, you can see I added a little more lines around the hair and defined it more. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. It's pretty much the end. Oh yeah, here's the Often Wrong copy of the Often Wrong here. Flipping through it, see the guy in there. And yeah, I have this is the French Wrenchies too, in case you're wondering why it's not in English, but that's the band with the little goat head singer, and there's the guy that the person requested I draw. Thanks for watching the video. I have a Patreon and Instagram, and I think they're both Farel Dal, it's my name. And yeah, I'll see you in about a week. Bye.